Hey guys, what is up? Hope you guys have been having a great week. Super excited to be back with episode 9 of my golf vlog series, this time at Reston National Golf Club. And I am extremely pumped because Shot Tracer, as you guys can see, has officially debuted. So I know this is something you guys have been wanting for a very long time, and I'm very happy to officially debut it in this episode. I think it will be a great thing for this series moving forward, and it was definitely tough for me to figure out. I've known how to do it for about a week and a half now, but it was just about getting it to the point where I could get all the shot tracers on the video and make them look good. So I am very happy to have reached that point, and I hope you guys enjoy the shot tracers from now on. So let's get into the video. So you can see there, kind of a very average chip shot, not a very good contact at all, kind of thinned it a bit. So kind of left myself about 25, 30 feet down the hill. And as you can see, because of COVID-19, they have the foam in the pins. So basically, if it touches the foam, like that ball does right there, it's considered hold. So that was a really good putt to start things off. So already 1 under par through one hole. And now on to hole 2. This is a par 5, 536 yards. And the goal here is to try to fit it into that gap in the tree line right there, right at that bunker. So started this one a bit right, but drew it back in, as you guys can see, and pretty much perfect. I do have some knowledge of this golf course, as I did play this course very frequently growing up in junior golf tournaments. I have a lot of good memories at this place. I think I've won here 3 times, with my lowest score in competition being a 67 here, albeit from the white tees, which were 6,300 yards, but I was only 14. So prime position here, pretty much middle of the fairway, trying to hit it right at the pin. Got a little pitching wedge in hand. This is probably one of the best shots I've hit in a while. Hit the exact shot I was trying to hit. Really great numbers, pretty much right in the money there. And we are off to an absolutely awesome start. So not much left for eagle at all. This ball landed about 20 feet past the hole and spun back to probably about 7 or 8 feet, it looks like here. So just putting this out about a ball outside the right edge of the hole and just letting it come right back in, and boom, dead center of the hole. And we are already 3 under through 2. So probably one of the best starts I've ever had in my golfing career. So it's really great to be able to play like this from time to time, for sure. So now on hole 3, and sound up. And I have been having a lot of fun with these shot tracers and trying to figure out how to make them look better and more consistent with the shot path. And as you can see there, I left this one out to the right a bit, but it was a very good miss. As you can see, the pin was on the left edge of the green, and even though I missed way right, I still have a 35-40 footer for a birdie. And as I said in previous vlogs, something I am going to be working on a lot is missing in the right spots. And it's really great to see through these first couple holes that I'm pretty much everything that I've not been very good with, such as leaving putts short and missing on the wrong side of the hole, I've improved on. However, as I say that, I leave this putt short, but I'm gonna take the good with the bad in terms of marginal improvements and just keep trying to chip away at improving on my game. So this one just broke a little bit too far across the hole, so made an eagle, but gave a shot back. And I'm sure you guys know that that's something I love doing. I love gaining shots and then giving them right back. But still, really good start. So now on hole 4, 2 under. This is a very severe left to right in terms of slope. And so I pulled this one a little bit. I didn't pull it, but I drew it a little bit more than I wanted to. But I know from local knowledge that this ball will kick right. And so even though this landed on the left edge of the fairway, as you see here, it rolled almost completely across the fairway. So that's from all my years of playing tournaments here. So I do have a pretty good amount of knowledge about the little intricacies of this course. And it's a course I've always enjoyed playing. And something also for me to mention, these greens were absolutely phenomenal. They were rolling really true, rolling really well. And so I had absolutely no excuses if I missed the putt. So it's been nice starting to see all these courses I'm playing get into better condition as the aerification season moves further and further into the rearview mirror. So now I have about a 10-12 footer to get back to 3 under. And I hit the putt I wanted to in terms of the line. This would have definitely swung into that hole, but I just left it short again. And so, still doing that from time to time, but I'm definitely not doing as much as I used to. So, a pretty disappointing birdie there. I mean, par there rather. But moving on to the next hole. And this was a terrible drive. I mean, this was just absolutely horrendous. You can see that little stake out there in the middle of the fairway. That's where I was aiming. So I probably missed that about 80 yards right. And I'm really bad situation here. And you'll see here, this is what I'm faced with. So those are the trees right there. And my plan, because I'm really stupid, was to try to hit it over those trees with my lob wedge, rather my 64-degree wedge, and get it within a wedge range. So I had two options here. And this is probably one of the reasons I'm not a top caliber player on the tour, amongst others reasons for sure. But I don't have very good decision making when I'm playing golf, I guess. And the proper decision here, in retrospect, would have been to take an 8-iron, punch it out to 160 yards, leave myself a guaranteed middle of the fairway shot into the hole. Probably would have made bogey, par at worst. And now look where I am. So that shot didn't get over the tree line. And now I can see the pin out there, that little gap, and I hit a shot. Man, if that went just a little more inside on that tree, that probably would have been on the green. But I got a very fortunate bounce there. Kicked out to the left. I could have very easily kicked it to the right and deeper into the trees. So all things considered, pretty much just took a one-shot penalty from that sequence there to get back to the fairway. Well, actually the rough, but at least back to having a clear shot at the green. So at this point, just trying to do damage control, hit just a good wedge in there, and then just make sure that I don't let this hole completely get out of control. And so hit a pretty good wedge shot in, have about probably 15 feet left here for my par. And I think this swings a little bit right to left. But I spent a lot of time trying to read this putt. This was a very, very tough putt to read because it was downhill, but it was on kind of a bit of a crown. So you see it's kind of very straight and then slides in. And so that was a really great save. So I probably spent 3 shots in the woods and still came out with par. And as the great Walter Hagen said, 4 bad shots and 1 good one still make par. On par 5s, I guess. And now into another par 3 and sound up again. This was probably one of the best shots I hit all day. This was right at it, about maybe 4 or 5 yards of draw, and put this right under the flag, pretty much exactly where I was trying to hit it. I was torn between an 8-iron and a 7-iron on this hole, but I did remember from my days playing this as a junior that it's always better to be under this pin, especially because it is very uphill, and if you're past the hole, it's very downhill. So once again, trying to improve my course management and play better golf, play better course management golf. So fortunately left that a bit short, but I'm more than happy to walk away with a 3 on this hole. This has always been a very tough hole. And now on to hole 7, still 2 under. And the pin is, it's hard to describe it, but like if you see that really big oak tree there, the pin is a little bit left of that oak tree. And so I'm cutting the corner here. I honestly cut off a lot more than I wanted to, because I couldn't quite remember exactly how far I could cut. But when I was riding up to the green, as you'll see here, you'll see the tee back there. As I was riding up to the green, I realized I accidentally hit a perfect shot. So got about maybe 10, 15 yards left. Not much at all. So for the strategy for this hole for me is pretty much just take that aim and carry past all the garbage. And I have a fairly wide margin of error for a drivable par 4 here. So now really trying to get a shot back here. And I landed this exactly where I was trying to, but it kind of had a really sticky landing in the fringe and checked up more than I wanted it to. I really thought that would have been within a couple feet when I chipped it at first. So in any case, got about 8 to 9 feet right up the hill. Pretty straightforward putt. Just making a good stroke here, trying to roll it true. And yeah, back to 3 under. And one of the things I really focused on all day today was just trying to focus on making a good roll. I sometimes get caught up with trying to make a perfect putt and start in the right line. It just gets me every time. And now sound up again. So this felt pretty good too. I honestly, on this line, I would have been better served hitting driver, but as you can see with the trees up the left, if I pulled it with driver, it would have been bad news. So that was the play. And so a little bit in the rough, but still in great position. 160 yards. Second shot, 50-degree wedge. Really in great position to go for another birdie here. So just trying to kind of feel things out. And one of the things I've learned, and I've honestly been learning a lot in these golf vlogs, is if you want to keep getting further under par, you got to keep pressing. You got to keep staying on the attack. There's no real time to kind of rest on your laurels and say, oh, I've gotten this far under par, now let me just try to make it to the clubhouse. And I personally believe that it's a not insignificant difference between the guys who make the PGA Tour and the guys who are just short of the PGA Tour. That I think the guys that make the PGA Tour, they have that mindset where they're always trying to get further and further under par, and the guys that don't, I think a lot of them just don't have that mindset to get into that 62, 63, and 64 range that you need to shoot if you want to be able to make some noise in pro golf. So not the best putt there, but I really didn't feel very comfortable over that putt. It just didn't really suit my eye. So I got about 3.5 feet here. Once again, just not really worrying about making a putt. I'm just trying to make a good stroke, and made a really good stroke there. And I've always had trouble with left to right putts that break away from me, that are, especially if they're short putts, because I think it gets very easy to, when you know you're aiming away from the hole, I think it gets very easy to push it towards the hole, and obviously if you do that on a putt that breaks away from you, you're going to miss it low. So been getting a lot better with that as well. And this hole, you can pretty much just go right at this green. The treble ends at about 300 yards, and you just carried over those trees. Ended up a little bit short of the green and a bit right. I had a really tough lie here. I remember this being an extremely tight lie. And again, I wasn't really very comfortable with this shot either. I think I was a little nervous because I had a really great round going to this point. So you'll see I really just hit a absolutely horrendous shot. I crushed my soul watching that replay. That sucked. I mean, I was in great position to get to 4 under, and that's kind of the difference. You know, a lot of guys on tour, some of the best amateurs, they're gonna get up and down and make birdie, and now I'm struggling for par. And it's just those minute little differences. It doesn't seem very apparent, but over time they do add up. So now for par to get in with a 33, bit of a tricky putt, but all in all, just trying to make a good roll. And pulled it a bit, and that will end up costing me, so I'll end up tapping this in for a 200 par 34. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.